Lori Thomas, the marketing therapist with webmarketingtherapy.com, and I am thrilled to partner with the Scheinfeld Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. I am a small business owner. I'm also a web marketing expert, so it's really fun to speak to my people and share the 4 secrets to web marketing success. At Web Marketing Therapy, we say that healthy marketing equals wealthy organizations, and I believe that firmly. And the more we are able to put the power of web marketing to work to brand, to build, and to boost our business, the more we can invest in a foundation that is going to grow and grow over time. Unlike other forms of marketing that either get recycled or once you stop throwing money at it, they go away, web marketing, the majority of it can continually work and compound, like compounding interest over time, building more and more tentacles out there on the World Wide Web, which is incredibly powerful, and it's also incredibly cost efficient because, let's face it, we're in tough economic times and we really want to make sure that our time and our energy and our money goes to work. So let's get right to it. Let's look at the 4 steps to web marketing success. All you need to remember are these 4 steps for the rest of your professional life. No matter what trends come and go in the online marketing world, these components will always be a backbone to you. The first step is credibility. In tough economic times, when trust levels are at an all-time low, the more that we can help people know us, like us, and trust us, the better our sales and our conversions are going to be. I am the marketing therapist because I'm in the relationship business. And yes, I speak geek, but I speak geek to help educate folks on how to use these techie tools that really aren't that challenging to use, how to use them to build relationships. And we build relationships. Trust is one of the biggest factors. Stanford University did a brilliant report, and you can Google it, the Stanford Web Credibility Guidelines report. And they looked at main factors that made sites trusted. Things like good design, making sure your contact information is easy to find, having clear information about who's behind the company and the company history and the credentials, stuff like that. Some business owners think, oh, they really don't want to hear my story. Yes, they do. They do want to know that because people trust people based on our stories, and I call it story selling, but that's how we help build credibility. The second step that we want to take for a healthy foundational success is usability. Jacob Nielsen is a usability expert, meaning that he does nothing but focus on how to make a web experience user-friendly. He says if people cannot use your website, they won't. I love that quote because it's so simple and it really helps us understand the power of that square space of real estate that you're staring at right now. That's the most valuable real estate you're going to have to capture customers and upsell existing customers, is by making sure that that square space on your screen and someday that tinier space on your mobile device helps guide people to where you want them to go. And the next step is visibility. How people are going to know about your excellent products and services comes from awareness building, whether people are doing Google searches, going to YouTube, maybe reading a press release on one of the online newspaper sites. Those are all things that you can do yourselves or have your interns or your marketing managers do for you to help build visibility. And the 4th step for long-term sellability, so credibility, usability, visibility, all of these multitask together for long-term sellability. And sellability just communicates the value of what you do. What is your distinction in the marketplace? I'm a web marketing consultant. Are there a lot of other people that do what I do? You better believe it. But I differentiate myself through my branding and through my expertise, and I am able to really rise above the competition, not because I have this 12 extra degree thing or something. It's simply because I know what my value is, and I'm not afraid to communicate that. And I encourage everyone listening to this to write down, why should someone work with you versus the competition? What makes you distinct versus your competition? It could be your approach. It could be your customer service. Most likely it's not because we're the cheapest. Small businesses do not build their businesses by being the cheapest. And you know what? Look at luxury brands. If we were all into cost, we'd all be driving cheap cars and wearing cheap shoes, right? We need to communicate our value. And Muhammad Ali said, it ain't bragging if it's true. we need to make sure that we are proud about what makes our value proposition for our customers and our prospective customers and find ways to illustrate that. And the reason I have this funny little orange ball in the webinar is to remind us that our websites are a web marketing nucleus. And the more solid our web foundation is, the better our online advertising is going to work, the better our ads are going to work, all of the above, because we need to drive traffic to websites that are credible, user-friendly, visible, and there's a lot of search engine optimization points you can build into your website, and there's another webinar that focuses on that exclusively. And of course, how well we sell our value, all of those pieces are going to multitask together to help you grow your business. And the World Wide Web is called the World Wide Web just for that. It's a web, and all these pieces overlap, they're interwoven. It's not the worldwide pole, it's a web because it's intricate, it's organic, no website's the same, but that's how we all find a place in the wild, wild web. First step on how to boost your credibility, become an authority. In the word authority is the word author, and we are what we publish. And this can be one of the lowest cost or no cost ways to get the word out to help position yourselves as the expert you are and move into authority status. We are what we publish. We can blog. Blogs are a brilliant way to educate your customers, to help people know what they don't know so they can make intelligent choices, to share frequently asked questions so you can do one answer and hundreds of people can see your answer and you won't reply to the same email and take gobs of time. You can use your blog to enlighten people and to really, have valuable, entertaining, useful content for folks. Also, there's article marketing. There are websites like ezinearticles.com and Scribd. You can post your educational articles out there, and the search engines pick these up. People see that you're writing in other places. This all builds your credibility. And believe it or not, Twitter is an incredibly valuable credibility tool. Journalists are going to Twitter to look for experts. Twitter is just microblogging. It's little statements that are 140 characters, and it can be one more piece of your web marketing foundational puzzle. And emails. In marketing, we say tell them what you told them, and tell them one more time. Some news hits, email your list, grow your list. Whatever goes out in your email newsletter, that can get repurposed on your blog. Some popular pieces of your email newsletter may get repurposed into an article. Whatever is content can be reused in different ways, because the reality is everyone's going to use your web marketing in different ways, and you want to give people choices. As a marketing therapist, I say get over your ego. Don't assume that someone's going to click on your press release page. If something's really important to share, email it, put it on your blog, put it in multiple places to help maximize visibility. And online press releases are something that I really want to drive home, because for credibility, no matter if the media's covered you or not, you want to add a news or a press page to your website so that you are spoon-feeding the media content. And press releases are a great format because they force you to go over the who, what, when, where, why, how, and who cares in one page. Really, really simple. This content gets picked up by the search engines. You can send it to the local newspapers. They often put it on their online sites for free visibility. And often a journalist who just needs a story, if you spoon-feed them a really good angle, voila, insta credibility. So video is the next piece of the credibility puzzle. You can show people, you can tell people, and video is like television. It's easy, it's entertaining. Put the video on YouTube, it's living in other places, and any type of web content. So the Stanford credibility study that they did, going back to one of the most important pages people look at for credibility is that About page. People want to know your credentials, your story, how you got into business, who's on the team. Your web content, your bios, all of that can help build your credibility. I do want to reiterate that all of you listening have some sort of expertise, whether you're in the product or service business, and when you start to publish your content online, anyone has the potential to become an authority in their space, which equals money, honey. Next step is usability. Look at your website, that nucleus for your web marketing, as a North Star. You want to guide people to where you want them to go. And on your website, on the home page, if you can, say immediately who you are, what you do, you have 1 second to get a new visitor's attention. You want to immediately help them feel confident that they're at where they're supposed to be, which is the North Star concept, but also that guiding light needs to get people to the site, but you want to get people through the website, and the more you can guide them immediately with images and call to actions will help them move along the site quickly. This is my website. We have quick checkboxes to communicate what we do, and we communicate who we serve. And we have an email newsletter sign up, and that's important for us to stay in touch with the great people who visit our site. And we make it really easy, and we have it in the top right-hand corner, which from usability standards has been statistically proven to be one of the most valuable, highly viewed places on the website. So when you are looking at what you want to accomplish on your website, what do you want people to do when they come to your website, what pages of your website exist, that's part of what is called website architecture, and the architecture is the navigation. You'll see on my website there's blog, about, services, speaking, press, contact. Those are very easy buttons to see, and they're easy to click on, and they're even in different colors to make it very visible that there's multiple pages of the website. But it was also important for us to have an email newsletter very high up and center, and we thought very carefully about how we were going to architect the images and the messaging and the pages of the website, so that usability is something that is very, very important, and often sometimes needs a little bit of a facelift. But make sure that people can use your website and they can use it well. Just because you know how to use your website doesn't mean your visitors do.